to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here.
So much. I am so glad to be in the studio of Unity 93.3 FM Unity TV. This is Wednesday and it's midweek edition of Unity Train. Today, it happens to be the 24th day in the month of April, the year 2024. Adamu remains my name, your anchor for this wonderful program. And of course, from the hills of ZINARIYA, here in just North Plateau State, Nigeria, we are reaching you live. Don't forget, again and again, my name remains Adamu. Could be if you like, and that'll be just fine. All right, it's not your fault. Wherever you are right now, if you're born Nigerian, if you're from one of these ethnic nationalities that are so referred to as a minority tribe, then it's not your fault. In fact, it's divine, and so you are not put at the disadvantaged. So please, don't even be offended in yourself. Just be happy. Just see what you need to do, and I'm sure you'll be happy that God made it that way. Thank you for joining us this morning. In the studio this morning, I have two gentlemen. Before I introduce them, it's good I let you know again that we have 3 segments to this very program. The first 30 minutes is review. The second, which comes up later on at 8:30 to 9, is where we get to discuss topical issues. And just after 8, the last 30 minutes, it's where our viewer and listener gets to join the conversation. So I want to believe that you will stay tuned even up until that very time. To my right-hand side is Barrister Paul Zaruma, a Jos-based legal practitioner. He has been with us and he is a friend of Unity FM and in fact a family member. He is here for a big good morning and lots more. So listen to him right now.
Good morning, listeners and viewers. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are receiving us from. It's nice being here. I wish you a fantastic week ahead.
Thank you so much. Is it true that the climate change is happening now and everywhere but underreported? Well, there's a question just for me. To my left is Professor Pavano H. Obamayi. Another big good morning is coming your way from my left-hand side this morning.
All right, Kulbi, let me start with you. Beautiful good morning to you.
Morning, sir.
And a beautiful good morning to Barrister Zaruma.
Good morning, sir.
I hope you've eaten.
God's willing.
We need to find out whether people have eaten in this current Nigerian economy. Viewers, listeners around the world, beautiful good morning to you. If you're in other parts of the world where it's not morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're glad that you're part of this broadcast. Our viewers over Facebook and YouTube and satellite TV, we're happy that you're part of this broadcast. Those joining us through FM radio, we're happy that you're always here. It's a beautiful, wonderful, glorious Wednesday. And there is a lot in store for all of us. So please invite your friends, invite your neighbors, colleagues. Go on social media, tell somebody Unity Train is on. And that Unity Train is taking us to a fantastic destination this beautiful morning. Let me quickly remind you, 2024 is moving very fast. Before you know it, it will come to an end. How far so far have you gone with those wonderful goals, objectives, dreams, visions for 2024? Are they smart? That means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound? How far so far have you gone about achieving them? Remember, to be great and successful, you must be a man and a woman of vision, a man and a woman of passion, a man and a woman of action. Intentions are good, but if you don't put action to your intentions, they just remain intentions. So put some action to those intentions, those targets, those plans that you have for 2024. While you're going about it, of course, there will be obstacles. There will be challenges on the way. Remember, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Capitalize on those opportunities. Maximize those opportunities. And don't you dare give up, because Winners don't quit. Quitters don't win. Always remember, no matter how tough things are in Nigeria, tough times never last, but tough people do. And while you're going about pursuing your visions and goals, always remember to be the change that you want to see in the world.
Oh, thank you so much, Professor Proveno Hetsibamayi, our listener and viewer this morning. What is hindering your success is not necessarily what you do not know, but what you know, yet apply it wrongly. So you need to be all out to apply that which you know correctly. And I'm sure in the nearest possible future, you will be happy you did. Thank you for staying tuned. And now it's time for us to begin the main business of the day. Before then, I would love to say good mornings to Mr. Rakas Maffing of National Film Institute and all staff and management of National Film Institute and National Film Corporation here in Jos, Plateau State, Nigeria. Now, let's begin this. Oh, Plateau government approves a payment of gratuity from 1986. Bandit surrender weapons. This also has to do with Plateau. Okay, Bob Risky filed notice of appeal. This is some of the issues we'll be looking at. And again, I'll resign if I don't arrest, prosecute Yahya Bello. EFCC boss says that. Dana airplane crashed, lands in Lagos. Another one says the coup failed. APC chairman on plot to remove Ganduje. Sex scandal. UNN suspends lecturer in viral video. This and many more are the issues, God's willing, we'll be looking at on today's review segment of Unity Trend. By the way, we are streaming live on Facebook, so connect with us. Unity Radio FM/TV Jos. Again, at Unity Radio FM/TV Jos. Throw your comments, I read them later on. So,
yeah, let's begin from home. Charity, they say, begins at home.
Yes.
It's a good place to be.
I'm very happy with the scorecard of His Excellency Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang. So far, so good. Yesterday, they were blowing their trumpet at the State Secretariat. It's good to blow your trumpet because somebody says that if you don't blow it, who will blow it for you? So it's wonderful that they are talking about remarkable achievements. To my mind and heart, from 1986 to date, attempting to clear areas of gratuity and pension, debt benefits that are owed the good people of Plateau State who served meritoriously this state as civil servants. It's a landmark achievement. In some climes, they will not consider it an achievement because they have a system that automatically makes these things happen. But you can imagine that from 1986, before more than 50% of the current population of Plateau State were born, gratuities, debt benefits, pensions have been owed. 1986. 1986 is almost 40 years ago because we're in 2024. And people are still being owed. And the majority of the current residents on the plateau are less than 40 years old. And so we're talking about something that has spanned the whole generation. Now His Excellency Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang, who was not responsible for this disaster, is having to clear this backlog to sort out these people. I think we need to give kudos to His Excellency, even if you're in the opposition, even if you're not a politician like me. We need to clap for His Excellency Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang and said, you've done well. Your administration has achieved, in less than 1 year, you've achieved so much. In fact, they have increased pension from the former 5,188 naira a month to 20,000. That's about a 300% increase of the monthly pension. I mean, this is remarkable. This is wonderful. This is good, you know. And they, with effect from January 2024, the implementation. And this is wonderful. That's why the civil servants are happy with His Excellency Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang, that this is a government of the people. This is a government that listens to the people. This is a government that is out to serve the people. And so this morning, we're here to praise the Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang government. And while we're celebrating them, we need to remind His Excellency that there still remains a lot that needs to be done. As far as living wage is concerned, for civil servants in Plateau State, we need something more than the so-called minimum wage. People need to have a living wage, that is commensurate with the kind of challenges that we're having currently, as a country. There is need for more infrastructure, but the big elephant in the room, as far as I'm concerned, is that we need security. Security for our farmers, security for our children, for our students. Just yesterday, the Plateau State University administration confirmed that at least 2 students were killed in the attack last week that took place at Bokos, at the Plateau State University. 2 innocent, young, dynamic Nigerians who could have become the president of Nigeria in the future were cut down in the prime of their youth. Now, something must be done about security, not just in the Plateau State University, but all over Plateau State. Bokos, Riom, Mango, Bariki, Ladi, Baza have come under constant attack again and again and again and again and again. It is high time something is done. I know there are certain things His Excellency might not be able to do because he doesn't command the police force and even the military, but I think there is a lot of engagement that he can do, a lot of collaboration, and a lot that he can get Abuja to do, and a lot we can do through the Operation Rainbow and through community vigilante security and all that to secure Plateau State. By the time we do that, I can tell you that most of the problems of Plateau State will be solved.
All right, maybe away from that, but still at home, Barrister, bandits surrender weapons. Do you consider these some kind of issues to really talk about, though it has been there
since
last week?
This is also a good development because just as reported by Brigadier General Gagji Shipi, Special Assistant to the Governor of Plateau State on Security, said they have adopted the kinetic and non-kinetic approach to securing the Plateau people, which is a very laudable approach too. We commend the government once again for this wonderful approach to security. Actually, when this thing came up, ideally one will be curious to know the details of the arrangement, because so many similar arrangements has been made in Maiduguri, it has been made in Zamfara, it has been made in Katsina, and they have failed. In fact, at that time, the federal government also made similar arrangement, it failed. So Plateau State should approach it with a different concept. Yes, and they should also look at why this other arrangement in other places failed. After looking at it from that angle, and then they should also proffer an approach that will be different from those peculiar. Other. Yes, let it be peculiar to Plateau, and let it be unique also, and let it also be different from what is happening. Now, if you also look at it from another angle, which is also commendable, most of the bandits, there is an ongoing negotiation. Particularly, this is starting from Wase. This should also be extended to other local government, because if we get these arms, has shown from individuals, from private individuals, I think it will go a long way in resolving this security issue, because these are powerful ammunition, AK-47 and different caliber of weapons were surrendered by these bandits. So we encourage the government to continue. It's a very good development for Plateau State. And then we also want to encourage other elements, criminal elements, to also take key in to this opportunity and surrender their weapons, so that we will all enjoy peace. The Bible says no peace for the wicked. So I think if they surrender those weapons, it will bring peace for both the bandits and the people of Plateau State. And we will enjoy that peaceful serenity once again. So we encourage the government to keep on doing that good work so that we will have a good security. For those of them that did not surrender, we also encourage the government to deal with them drastically. We are tired of this narrative.
Do you intend should be neutralized?
Yes, I think
a bloody nose.
Bloody nose.
Yes, they should give it. Yes, I think I love the word neutralize. Let them be neutralized.
Yes.
You know, we have schools, we have prisons, and we also have graves. For those who want to be neutralized, they should go there. They should choose where they want to be. So we encourage the government. For the stubborn ones that still want to keep on violating people, creating chaos and rancor in the state, let the government deal with them drastically. Okay. And the government should not go to sleep because some few of them have surrendered their weapons. That has been the case in Maiduguri. Okay. You know, during the amnesty program, the so-called amnesty program in Maiduguri, the security men went to sleep, and then there was a lot of ambush. A lot of jumbo camps were destroyed during that period. So the security operative should go. It could also be a tactics. Yes, so the security men shouldn't go to sleep. The villagers shouldn't go to sleep because these bandits are surrendering. In as much as they are receiving them, we encourage that kind of arrangement, but they should do it with their eyes wide open. Like the Nehemiah project, one hand in the peace process, one hand holding the weapon. Thank you.
All right. Before we talk about, very briefly about Bobrisky, files notice of appeal. And Barrister, I think I'll just pick it from you here, especially it has to do with...
yes, when you are talking about Bobrisky filing notice of appeal, it's an interesting twist to the whole saga. Because Bobrisky initially admitted liability. When the charges were read to him, he admitted liability. So at times you wonder why he is also appealing. But, you know, as lawyers, you could read in between the lines. Possibly they thought by admitting liability, normally admitting liability make a lot of judges to mitigate the punishment, because you didn't allow the court to go through the rigors of trial through proving the case. So in most cases, once you admit liability, the court used to give a lighter sentence. But frankly, I sense something wrong in the conviction of Bobrisky, particularly with his admittance of liability. That's my opinion anyway. But the judge knows what he saw and gave the maximum punishment, despite the fact that this man did not punish the court by going through the rigors of trial. Because if they had gone through the rigors of trial, possibly it could even last up to a year or even 2 years. And this is government resources that will be expended in the process of that prosecution, and a lot of energy will be sapped also in that process. So we expect the government should have tempered justice, the judge should have ordinarily.
More so that he offered to create awareness about the abuse of the Naira. He said he wasn't even aware of the law, according to him. But probably, Barrister, one of the things I found a little bit curious about, Bobrisky is a first-time offender, especially when it comes to this.
Yes.
Shouldn't the judge have given an option of fine?
Yes.
Why sentence him to 6 months without option of fine, whereas the law makes provision for 6 months or option of fine or even both? Why choose 6 months without option of fine?
In fact,
for the first time offender.
The judge has reported in some other dailies. The judge gave both. So with 6 months, and then he was also fined. So you can see that honestly the punishment is excessive. That also take us to the extreme, going extreme, like Salas was saying yesterday. So that really, we're in an extreme society. Frankly, that judgment was extreme.
That's why some people are thinking that he's being punished for a different offense, not for the abuse of the Naira, maybe for being a cross-dresser.
Yes, so many
so
people
he's been prosecuted.
Yes, so it could be. So please let it be seen that criminals, so to say, are punished are prosecuted, not persecuted. Let it be seen that way.
More so that in the case that is similar, the Cubana chief priest, he was even given a bail. Bobrisky was not given bail.
Yes,
that Cubana priest has been given a bail. So
normally,
and is out.
Normally, procedurally, if you admit liability, you will not be given bail.
Okay.
Yes, you will go. They will go right into either summary trial and then eventual conviction. Okay. So even the case I attended yesterday, I was not properly briefed. Upon arrival to court, I discovered that he has already pleaded guilty. Right. So I had no option than to plead alucutus, So these are some of the things. So if he admit liability, they will not grant him bail. That's why we said they should have given him a lighter sentence. Now, Obi Kubana was very careful so that he will not toe the path of Bobrisky. Since Bobrisky have made things easier and the judgment made things difficult for him. So Obi Kubana is now making things difficult for the government, saying, okay, I deny liability. Government are saying, okay, we grant you bail. Now he's now saying, I approve that I did this. So before you know it, government will begin to bring forensic expert to look at that social media video, whether it was actually Obi Kubana. So you can see how much government will spend in that case, which Bobrisky had made it easier for them, and at least they would have given him a lighter punishment. So in the case of Obi Kubana, he also have the money to defend himself, and he could, now that he has been granted bail, he could go on and on, even to Supreme Court. And you know, before he reached Supreme Court, we are talking about 5 to 7 years. Yes, as long as it is criminal case in Nigeria, averagely 5 to 7 years for the matter to end in the Supreme Court. And I bet you before it gets there, I know lawyers. They may come in with the issue of plea bargain and all sort of gimmicks. So you can see at least once somebody had admit liability, I think lighter punishment should be
can we just look at this issue of EFCC boss Olu Koyede, insisting that the past government governor Yahya Bello must be arrested, and if this does not happen under his words, he would, of course.
I heard him bragging yesterday. I actually had to play it and listen very well to say, did he really say this? Is he the one speaking? And he said that if he doesn't bring Yahya Bello to justice, to court for trial, then he will resign. He has no business being the EFCC chairman. This is a promise he's making to Nigerians. Whereas Yahya Bello is saying vacate the wanted order and I will appear in court. Just yesterday also the Kogi State House of Assembly is saying Yahya Bello was not properly treated. How can he be declared wanted? You know that the court, the judge erred, according to them, made a mistake by declaring Yahya Bello, by giving the order, for him to be arrested, and the EFCC declaring him wanted with a full page in the newspaper. Usually they use a half page or quarter, but in Bello Yahya it covered the whole page.
Do you think this is because of the allegations, the charges against him, or because he is one prominent Nigerian that we feel his issue should be
what the EFCC chairman said is they invited him repeatedly, he refused.
He called him personally,
honor the invitation. They tried to even serve him the summon. It was difficult. Even his lawyer declined, to collect. So it has been a problem. They have tried again and again and again. It's not as if he's not aware that he's supposed to be in court. I know some of his supporters are saying maybe he wasn't served properly, the summon. He wasn't doing it. Maybe they're trying to prosecute him. Yesterday I was hearing one of his defenders saying that is Yahya Bello the only governor that stole money? Why are they not inviting the other governors? Why only Yahya Bello?
Let's start from Yahya Bello then.
Yeah, just like I said, if the whole house is flooded and you come, and where do you start from? You start from anywhere.
Yes.
So let them start with Yahya Bello before they go to others. 80.2 billion naira money laundering charge and a 19-count charge against Yahya Bello. We know other governors have been involved in other atrocities and all that. But the EFCC has to start from somewhere. They have evidence. They want to start with him. Some people are feeling that because of his previous ambition to be the president, or because he's a young man at 48. Maybe that's why he's been persecuted, because they see it as persecution against Yahya Bello by the EFCC. In fact, some youths have protested, you know, that Yahya Bello is being persecuted. You can see the State House of Assembly is singing the same song. And generally, if you go to Kogi State, the feeling is that they are persecuting our former governor. They don't see anything good in what the EFCC is doing. But if Yahya Bello is guiltless, if he's innocent, let him go and prove himself in court. That's all. Full stop.
I remember the case of, it's unfortunate the way House of Assembly Kogi State are responding to this issue. You know, their response, their commentaries is a vain attempt to politicize the issue. And I also like the approach of the EFCC chairman. He didn't say he just want to arrest Yahya Bello. He said, I will arrest him and prosecute him. So that is a beautiful one. This issue of arrest is, we should move from arrest to prosecution. So if he's with that posture is very good for our system. And I verily agreed with the Prof that they should be arrested, and the EFCC should start anywhere. And in any case, Yahya Bello is not the first person that has been prosecuted.
Absolutely.
Yes, so we have seen the prosecution of our former governor in Plateau State. We have seen the prosecution of Daria, and even eventual detention. Jolly Nyame was prosecuted and also served his punishment. We have also seen Ayofayoshe. When EFCC were looking for Ayofayoshe, Ayofayoshe did not wait that long like Yahya Bello. In fact, he went and had a crested T-shirt with EFCC, here I am. Yes, and he went to EFCC with it boldly written on the T-shirt. Yes, because when people say EFCC,
so there's a template already.
Yes, so it is not the first time. So we have had issues like James Ibori, even former IG Tafa Balogun. All these people were prosecuted and went to prison. I remember this case of Bode George. In fact, the case of Bode George was so funny. On the day of the judgment, they went and saw Ashobi, and then they killed over 11 cows. We're ready to celebrate that Bode George will be released. And unfortunately for them, they had to call other people to come and help them eat those barbecue, because it was a sad moment. The judge detained Bode George, and that was a very courageous judge. I don't used to hear about that judge anymore. So you can see that Yahya Bello is not the first person, so, and he will not be the last. So and this is not the first time EFCC have started fighting corruption. We are encouraging EFCC to do the needful and disregard any attempt to politicize the prosecution, the fight against corruption.
When you were listening to some of the incidences that, of course, is likely to be the same like this of Yahya Bello, that reminds me of during Reverend Jolly T. Nyame, former governor of Taraba State, and some people were actually trying to bring in religious, connotations into it. That Jolly Nyame, was he the only one? And that, can't you try to give it and make it feel like, no, the religious people, belonging to that same religion of Jolly Nyame should not agree that, there is some sort of planned work just to disgrace, that religion. And I said, no. As a country, it's about time for us to allow justice to take its course.
The law is supposed to be blind. Doesn't care about your religion. Doesn't care about your ethnic group. When we begin to bring religion, tribal sentiments and all this, that's why we keep having problems in this country. If somebody is guilty, he should face the law. Even here on the plateau, Daria was prosecuted and sentenced to prison. Even Dr. Jonah David Jang was in court for about 7 years until he was cleared. So it doesn't mean that we should start looking, this is a Christian, this is a Muslim, let's balance it. If we arrest one Christian, we arrest one Muslim. We should go beyond this. When people are guilty, they should face the law. And then the law should serve its course.
In as much as we are encouraging the fight against corruption, EFCC should not also give into politicization of the battle against corruption. Yes, they shouldn't be selective in the fight. The fight should be random, holistic, and drastic.
Of course, EFCC should not be weaponized, and so that is it. Now is 8:30, and it's time for that short break that always come just at this time. And so stay tuned, we'll be right back after it.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs some love. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way.
It concerns you. It a kill law, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Permit me to say welcome back. This is the second segment of Unity Train this morning, being Wednesday and the midweek edition of Unity Train. You remember, we call it Focus. We get to pick one state and we get to talk about the state. Usually we would have a guest who would speak with us and tell us about the state. But today is an open, focused edition of Unity Train this morning. What we mean by open edition of Focus is that you, our listener and viewer, be the one to call us and tell us what you know about your state. Just any state. In fact, you can call us from outside Nigeria and help us know about the very country and the state where you are residing. Tell us about it, and if you can also help us understand the things we from Plateau State should learn from your own state, we will truly appreciate. And the studio line will be on right now for you to begin to call. An open edition, open mic edition of Focus. That's what it is. In the studio, it has been Professor Paveno H. Mayi and Barrister Paul Zaruma. I remember it was Muiji, but you can call me Kobe if you like, and I'll be just fine. 07032353315. I'll call the studio line again. 07032353315. If you call, tell me your name, location, and then you go on. In 2 minutes, tell me about your state. And let's talk about it. You can also follow us on our Facebook page at Unity Radio FM/TV Chos. But before I pick the first call this morning, let's just talk about the havoc and what seems to be staring at us in the eyes. The rains, the flood. There has been a warning about this rainy season's flooding. And so what are we doing? What should we do? What do you have to do? What do I have to do in order to bring down the effects and impacts of the flood which is ahead? We can always be, we are said to be one of the world's most religious country, though not godly anyway. But we can turn this and say, no, leave this Unity FM people. They will always be talking this. God will help us. There won't be any flooding. Even God would tell us, be proactive.
Faith without works is dead. So if you believe something, you act in that line, and then you see it come to pass. The federal government gave a warning through the meteorological department that flood will hit 31 states 148 local government areas in the country. And they even went ahead to make suggestions on what people can do, what the various state governments can do and local governments and communities can do. Things like clearing the drainage, remove every blockage in the drainage, make sure the drainages are, open, they're smooth, and indiscriminate dumping of refuse should be stopped. Avoid building on waterways. Various other advice were given. But did the people heed?
You need to see the streets of Jos this morning.
I mean, even this morning as I was driving, I passed through different parts of Jos this morning, through Katako. I followed Bauchi Road also. I went up to Terminus area, moved around, different routes. All I could see were this refuse, leather bags, plastic bottles, all manner of atrocities that the rain washed out from those drainages and brought them on the road. Up to Terminus, you will still find them there. This morning they're still trying to clear some of them, but the vast majority, nobody is doing anything about it.
I think the situation is the same everywhere except for Barrister Paul. I don't know his area.
Yes,
maybe.
Anyway, in my area, around El Cortes area, in Zaria Road, near Engineers, we have not really experienced heavy rain, but we are also having similar issues, blockages of drainages, and dumping of indiscriminate dumping of refuse.
That's true.
And so many other environmental unfriendly attitudes, which we really need to work on as Nigerians.
Should it be government to come tell us where to dump refuse?
Begin from the communities. Charity begins at home. We have to train ourselves and train our wards, our children, that throwing refuse indiscriminately, it doesn't pay. I remember that when we came back to the country newly, my children, if they take sweet, they will be looking for where to put the wrap of the sweet, looking for a dustbin. And they don't find any, they will keep holding it, put it in their pockets. Because they have been trained that you don't just throw it anyhow, you don't just open the window of the car and just throw, a wrap of a sweet or biscuit or just throw things. No. In fact, one time we were traveling, and then my daughter needed to use herself. And I said that there are no toilets on the roads in Nigeria. We don't have toilets built on the road. This is not Southeast Asia. And she refused to urinate. I said, we just stop the car somewhere along the road, you can urinate. And she said, no, she cannot. That she'll wait until we get to the next city or reach our destination, hours of journey. Why? Because they have been brought up, they have been trained that way. Here in this country, somebody will just look for a bush by the roadside and begin to urinate there, begin to defecate there, begin to look for a wall and begin to, urinate there. We don't have that
even when you are...
even when there is a toilet nearby,
here.
The person will even leave the toilet and he will prefer to urinate, outside. So I think that we must deliberately cultivate this culture where we take responsibility. And I think that the government should enforce it. Communities around Bauchi Road, those Katako, some other areas that are very prone to this flash floods, people should take responsibility. The government should enforce it and fine people for indiscriminate disposal of refuse. They should go there. If you are found to be disposing your refuse indiscriminately, you should be fined or arrested. Until we do something, make an example with some people, people will not learn. Look at the devastation this flash flood caused. Even up to this morning, I still saw some of those NEPA cables still on the ground. I still saw that some of those trees that were brought down, vehicles were destroyed. And could be just telling us this morning that somebody even lost his life in Miango, as a result of this. So we don't even know the devastation yet in the University of Jos. The University of Jos. Many people, their vehicles, we had some vehicles that were destroyed because they were parked under trees. People did not know that the rain was going to be heavy. And they did not know that it was going to be windy. So they parked some of their cars under trees, and the trees came down, branches of the trees, and destroyed, those vehicles. And we have roofs of some of our departments and faculties that have been removed, including my own faculty of veterinary medicine. Our auditorium, that wonderful auditorium,
yes,
where you attended that function, part of the roof has been removed.
Oh my!
By that windstorm that came, preceding the rain. So it is high time that something should be done. One of the things that the government can lead the campaign in doing is for us to have wind breakers. Let's have trees, high rising trees, strong ones, solid ones. We need to have them all over the city, all over Plateau State. It helps when the wind is coming and then there are no wind breakers. The devastation will be great. It can remove a whole roof and relocate it even to another place. And then we need to cultivate this culture of ensuring that we don't build on waterways and then proper disposal, of refuse. We should stop blocking our drainages. We should stop this I don't care attitude, and we must ensure that we always prepare ahead of time. They say proper preparation prevents poor performance. We knew that this was going to come. Why didn't we prepare for it? They said if you are not preparing, you are preparing to fail. We should have prepared for the rain before the rain started.
All right, thank you so much, Prof, for taking us on such a wonderful. Right now it's time, please. You can join us and tell us. Just call us and let us know about your state. It must not necessarily be your state, but the state you want us to really talk about this morning. But be the first to tell us a little that you know about the state. Let's begin. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Your name?
Yes, this is Benedict back again from Trinidad.
Okay, Benedict, thank you for calling. It's Focus, and we get to talk about states. So, which state do you want us to talk about this morning?
Please come again. It's not too clear from here.
Which state do you want us to focus on today?
Yes, I want to talk about the state of Nigeria. The state of Nigeria generally.
What a wisdom. What a wisdom. They're gone in a minute, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. You see, I want to talk about the corruption, the endemic corruption that has been going on in this country that particularly hold Nigeria and help Africa too backwarded. Sometimes I have a friend who will really tell you that the Americans are the reason why Nigeria and Africa is not progressing. Because they come to Africa, they induce our leaders with some certain peanuts, and then they now take the resources in Africa back to Europe and America. And I tell them why I disagree on this particular issue with him, because if you have a leader who actually have the people who are so passionate about this country, you don't just allow anybody to just walk into your country and then manipulate you and take your resources back to this country. It doesn't work by you. Now let me look at the issue of corruption in this country. Look at the account of the residue. Look at how the former education ministry. Look at the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster. All these people are Nigerians. These are people that are actually they were giving birth to this country. These are nationalities of Nigeria. And if you look at their track record, look at how they have been able to manage public resources while they are in office.
Okay.
And if somebody is going to steal up to the amount of 80.2 billion naira, we're talking about 80 billion, 200 million. You can imagine how many resources, how many infrastructure it can be able to make in Kogi State. You can imagine the kind of road infrastructure, water resources. Imagine the kind of workers, how people are able to say, if this money is distributed, equally in every local government area of Kogi State.
Okay.
And somebody just come and basically just one person investing this kind of amount of money. Now, I want to say something before I drop. It is incumbent on the EFCC, as the law recognized in 2004. Yes, that the EFCC have taken the power to be able to prosecute people that are in financial mismanagement. Now, actually, the EFCC chairman, with due respect, that if you prosecute him and then keep to his word, you prosecute him, you prosecute all the one corrupt former governors and even people that have been, people that I don't know what manipulation they used to be able to let them go. Like in the case of all these Okando, the man has only been in prison. I don't know today. I don't know the reason why that man is still today presiding over some certain people from his own constituency in other states.
Okay.
And I don't really understand because there has not been any clear reason why that man should work in the street after being accused of 7.7 billion naira. These people are not embezzling little money. They are embezzling money in billions of naira at the expense of the people they are leading.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm appealing that if also should be revisited by this new EFCC boss. And again, if these people are found culpable of this financial crimes, they should be punished so that it becomes a deterrent to people who are actually occupying offices after they have left. And I also want to say that even after the recovering of all this money, please, they should be made public. And I also want to challenge the EFCC as a body that they should look into the money that has been collected, that has been removed from these people, and not be related, because if you have collected this money and they cannot be accounted for, and the people are not enjoying from this money that people have deleted, it amounts to nothing. It is even as good as not even for the corruption in the first place. That's my
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, what Mr. Benedict did actually, when I asked him to speak about just any state in Nigeria, he said he wanted to talk about the state of Nigeria. Okay, so if you are my next caller, please don't play it like Mr. Benedict just did. Just tell us one state at a time that you want to tell us about. Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Thank you.
Good morning to the folks in the studio and to everybody. As Aruma, I'm calling from Suna.
You're welcome. So, the state you want us to talk about this morning?
Yes, these are my states, Plateau State, yes.
All right, so let's hear you.
Very emphasize my state, but this is community, honestly, is always stopping us to understand.
Okay.
I care about my state because without peace, you cannot have development.
All right.
Understand? So I want you to emphasize about this insecurity and my state, Plateau State, so that we will tackle the issue of this.
Okay, thank you. I think there is this template. There is what we would really want to hear from you. And on Focus, Professor Baveno H. Bame is actually he takes lead on that. So there are things we would love to hear from you. Is it about the food in that particular state? The people's, predominant occupations, political, landscape, just anything about the state. And I will let Prof to just tell us in a minute the things we expect that you call us to talk about the state. What are the things we expect from you?
Well, there are a number of things, but of interest to us. Tell us about the people in your state. What kind of people? What are the major ethnic groups? Tell us about the fantastic, delicious food you have in your state. Tell us about maybe the tourist attractions that you have, in your state. Tell us about high institutions in your state. Tell us about the performance of your current state government, whether you're satisfied with their performance or you feel there is more that they should do.
Okay.
And of course, compare the development in that state with that of Plateau.
All right. And again, don't forget to tell us if you have beautiful women, ladies there, and how much can go for a bright price. That is very, very important for my listener this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
Mr. Kaffer.
Okay. Mr. Koffer, it's good to have you.
Hello.
I can hear you. Just go on, please.
Yes. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Yes, I saw Mr. Kaffer from Just Plateau State.
It's good to have you. You have just but 1 or 2 minutes.
Hello?
Mr. Kaffer is not really getting me. In case you're still listening, Mr. Kaffer, we were hearing you, we were getting you crystal clear. So next time if you call, please, we'll appreciate that you just go straight and tell us what you have. And today is Focus. Tell us about a particular state. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, it's good to have you ready.
This is a Jew for Joshua.
All right, the state.
Could be, I want to talk about Plateau State.
It's good then, go on.
This is where I reside.
Oh, great.
And I'm somehow long in this state. So, as Prof have said, You understand? I want to talk about the way our state used to be before this. Some people that are enemy of the state started scattering the whole places. The way we live together, Nasarawa area, Dilini area, you know, Yankano side, even Angwarogo. When things are moving well on Plateau, you can move around freely, very, very beautiful state. Without anybody molesting you or harassing you, can walk from Nasarawa to Apata for 1 a.m. and then nobody will harass you. So Plateau is a beautiful, beautiful state. Are you talking about food? You know, Professor wants food so much. So Plateau is a beautiful state. That's why we are trying to urge people to make sure that the state is calm. And all those people that are killing people just like that to desist from doing that devilish act.
All right.
So that the state can work again. And again, I'm still pleading to people, those people that state abandoned houses that are causing hold up and whatever. May they do the needful as the governor directed to enter inside the market temporary so that the state will look good. Good morning, my brother.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jude Sad. An advisor there to the current government of Plateau State. 070-3235-3315. Many of you have been calling and asking, when will you focus on my state? So where is your state today now that you have the opportunity? Hello, good morning.
Hello, I'm Fine calling from Genta.
Okay, the man from Genta. Let's have you in a minute.
Yes, I reside in Plateau State, and I travel to Anambra State.
Okay.
I'm from Anambra State.
Oh, that's great.
I saw some development in Anambra State. You know, in Anambra State, they are after all their problems in the communities. Road.
Okay.
But the little space that Chief Soludo space, these 2 years.
Yes.
In fact, if I will not, the road that I calculated is up to 1517 road commission in Anambra State. It's a really a good development, just as Plateau State is doing.
Now, okay.
So I let him continue so. I think if he continues so, Anambra State will be more greater than how it is now. Thank you very much.
So what is the bright price in Anambra State?
The bright price.
Bright price?
Yes.
I wouldn't charge too much. It's only the least that they say you got your quote according to your friends. Just as professor used to advise.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Your friends to do it. That's how you do it.
All right. All right. The barrister insists he wants to know because our listener would want to know that.
My twin brother is married to a lady from Imo.
Yes.
And my stepbrother is married from a lady from Enugu State.
Okay.
So I'm curious to know.
Yes, so that you know how prepared you should be before then. All right. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, TP.
Thank you for
Good
joining
morning,
us.
Professor.
Yes, it's focus.
From
Yes, it's focus. Which state do we talk about this morning?
I'm focusing today issue of Benue State.
All right, Benue.
Benue State is a state that has so much love that anyhow you move on, going down to southeast, you must pass through Benue. But the youth there, they are making Benue becoming unuseful to human beings because the way they are robbery now, they are too much. A friend of mine traveled to southeast to go for his mother's area. With all the posts that everything coming back, so to go present, they now put here for him. You have to stop. He moved and all his children. They are inside the bento. Registration number, which is just not. And not that is the motor is the commercial register number. That is the red plate number. His own number was blue. Sorry. So they now stop him. That young man spend 3 hours there with his children. They are crying. Later on, they collected 40,000 naira from him, which cost upon their head. You understand? So many people they are passing through a lot of things in Benue State. I don't know what kind of government we have there that they cannot even tell the people that when you register your car at a particular, there's a plate number for commercial than first number for private. What they are doing people there, in fact, that is school robbery. Then and kidnappers and bandits, no difference between them. The young man was crying. Have to call people to send him money for him from here. They'll be sending money for him to go himself. I want a thing that he does not committed.
Thank you.
So another thing I want to raise is the issue of Kano State.
All right.
You see, we are talking about Danduje. If there is a place they call Dayam community in Kano State, they went all the way about 5 kilometers to make sure that they get a drinking water to sustain their life. And Kano State governor, former Kano State governor, Danduje, we call him Dandola, was instead of him to use that money, even to open borehole for Dayam community in Kano State, he didn't do that. It was only this present governor that went and opened borehole for them. If you see where the people there in Dayam community are rejoicing, in fact, all of them were rolling on the ground.
Thank you.
That God have washed away their tears. You understand?
Yes.
So when come EFCC to come for that one now, people will come and be start defending him. Why is it our own? Because it is they will not brought it to become a religious crisis. Either it's because of this one is from Muslim, this one is from Christian. So that is what I want to say.
Thank you.
Understand?
Thank
May
you.
God bless you, bless our country, bless our Plateau State.
Amen. Thank you for joining us and for also giving in your own input on today's edition of Unity Train. It's Unity Focus. We would love to hear from you. What do you have to tell us about just any state in the country? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is Sharif calling from Mr. Ali.
Okay, Sharif from Mr. Ali. So, which state are you taking us to?
I just like to talk about this settlement of the gratuity pensions of the retirees, which is a commendable one.
Okay.
But my problem here is why did the governor discriminate between the retirees and the civil servants? My impression is they both serve the state independently. Now he's settling the civil servants. I was expecting he would include the pensioners. That would have been fair enough.
Okay.
In fact, at this point, I was even thinking the pensioners were to be settled first.
Okay.
Since they are senior citizens, they are tired, old, sick.
All right.
So I was thinking something like that. I don't know what made the governor consider.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Yes, drawing our attention to that. We will look at the entire package and what the government is doing and then get to know exactly where to fit your position and questions. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
I'm Chief Echo from Barrow.
It's good to have you. So, you're taking us on a ride. Which state are we going, or we remain in Plateau?
Yes, I am from Benue State.
All right.
But I've spent over 40-something years in Plateau.
So, where are you taking us now? Should we stay in Plateau?
I want to talk on both sides, but I'm more concerned with Plateau now.
All right. In brief.
But in Benue State, someone talk of the price. Or you asked about the price.
Yes.
The local government or the village I came from, our price is minimal. And to let you know, at the end of the day, the father of the girl may end up telling you, she give you 1 naira, or 2 naira, or 10 naira, or 100 naira, or 1,000. So our price is minimal.
All right.
People are running away from us. Is because of the ambiguity of it.
Okay. Can you do that in a minute?
So in the sense that you can't be in your husband's house or married, they will be flirting outside. If you try that, you are on your own. That is why some people say, what the Dama people are talking about. Yes, it is anything in the Bible that you should not go outside after marriage.
Yes.
Then, in terms of Plateau here, since the year I came to Joshua, everywhere, every nook and corner in Joshua, I go out anytime. I stay in Naguarogo for years. I stay in Congo for years. And we live together with the HAUSA. Feeling bored, that was my first place I live as a bachelor. anytime it is Salah, I'll be very happy because I know this Ajia should bring food for me. But now, it happen because of personal interest that some people have developed.
All right.
Religious life, on ethnicity. And during Christmas, I also buy mineral at a battle and keep it outside and children, all these people will be passing and they will be taking.
I think we'll cut you short because of time.
When are we going to revise this back? And how are we going to do it? That will prepare solution to how we can live together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Well, it's time for us to, again, go for another short break. When we come back this time around, it's going to be your opportunity to just say just anything you want us to talk about. You're welcome. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to say welcome back. This is Unity Trend on Unity 93.3 FM from the hills of ZINARIYA. We are reaching you live in the studio. It has been Barrister Paul Zaruma and Professor Paveno H. Ba Mayi Ijiadomo remains my name. Now, this is the last segment of Unity Trend this morning. Don't forget, it's midweek edition. We have just exhausted the first two segments, and now it's time for you to actually join the conversations. You can call us on our studio line 07032353315 on just any issue. You are free to call our attention to that. If you have any submission, please, we'll appreciate that you be a part of it. You cannot afford to sit back and watch things happening. Why don't you make deliberate efforts and be part of those who make things happen? Okay, so this platform is for you. Now, if you call, just tell me your name, your locations, and you go straight up. In a minute, let's have your submission. And make sure that you stay away from comments and statements that have the capacity of undermining the integrity of any individual or group of individuals, government, or even fellow caller. So, let's begin. What we promote is peaceful coexistence. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you. Your name?
Is that Unity?
This is Unity 93.3 FM and TV.
Yes, I'm Mohammed from Delimi.
Mohammed from Delimi, is good to have you. You have a minute, please.
Yes, you see, I want to talk about the Southeast in general.
All right.
Because what I learned is that they are not accommodating at all.
Okay.
Virtually in every corner of this country, you find an Igbos all over.
They are doing business successfully, they are building everything, but if you go to Southeast, you can hardly find anybody from another part of the country, either doing business or located in some area. Why? Let's take a typical example of area market. If you carry area market, it's about right from Dadinkowa to Feringada. But you can hardly see anybody who is an non-indigenous of that state operating business on that market. It's almost 10,000 shops, but you can hardly see somebody who is residing on that market. Why? That's my take today. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. 070-3235-3315, and for SMS or text messages, beg your pardon, is 0808-478-9999, and for Facebook at Unity Radio FM/TV.
I think we need to caution the blanket statement.
Hello?
That the Southeast are not accommodating.
Okay, yes, we already.
I'm Shirin calling from MISALI. Sorry, I called back just to correct an impression, to make my impression clear.
Okay.
Both the state pensioners and the local government pensioners, what I mean is they are all pensioners, and they both serve the state diligently.
All right.
Now that he wants to start settling the state pensioners, I'm hoping that he includes the local government pensioners as well.
Okay.
I believe it is fair enough.
All right.
Go to Southeast.
All right. Thank you so much. Yes.
Yes, I
before
was
the last
wondering
caller,
when he talked about pensioners and those
retirees.
Retirees. I was a little bit confused, but at least this clarification is necessary.
Yes, and again, speaking about the caller before last, he talked about a certain region that they're not accommodating, and he finds it difficult to have people from other geopolitical zones, doing their businesses there. And so
it depends on who you're talking to and which exact place. To just say the whole of the Southeast, they are not accommodating, is not correct. Because we have flourishing businesses in the Southeast owned by Northerners. The same thing, the Southeasterners will tell you that their businesses are affected in Sokoto. They will tell you that they are not well accommodated in Katsina, and all that. So it depends on the people, the individuals involved, and what kind of business you're setting up, and and all that. But it also depends on how you go about doing your business, because I know some Northerners in the South try to relocate them. They have refused to come back to the North because their investments, they feel, are more secure there, and that they're flourishing. They're doing very well there, and they don't want to relocate. They don't want to leave the place. So maybe he has had a bad experience,
and that is why
that he's using to generalize. But I'm sure some people from the Southeast may try to disprove you.
And that is one thing we seem to disagree on this platform. We don't want where your experience will bring the reason for which you want to generalize it on the entire people. Like you say, the whole... Okay, for instance, someone was caught stealing, and then you just find out from which tribe, and you say, this tribe are...
Stereotyping.
Yes, so we don't want ethnic profiling.
Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Mr. Kuku.
Thank you. Your name?
All
right. Amen. Thank you. You have a minute, Adelmi.
Before I comment on the state I want to speak about, I just want to speak on the issue of sanitation.
All right.
Let's take sanitation serious on the plateau. You don't want to take sanitation serious when you see the people at home preparing the environment. So people will see a market place. Let's take correction and let the transport and rental authorities do the necessary about it. And on the other hand, I want to speak on Oyo State. You see, the major thing I want to speak about Oyo State is that there is no difference between religion. You see a Yoruba person having a Muslim and Christian living together, and we must speak to the Yoruba people also for the Amala and the soup, the type of clothing that people put on, the Agbada. So we must give it to
that. I think the Plateau must learn a lot from Yoruba people.
Okay.
The type of stuff Yoruba uses, and most especially the issue of living in peace. Please let's ensure we live in peace because Yoruba don't discriminate. You have a movement.
Thank you. Okay, it's a drop call already, and from our Facebook page, this one is from Kabir Bilia Keps, and he said, "I'm listening, following all the way from Kaduna." Thank you, Kepsons, and Josephine Fari. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Prof. Sir. And of course, good morning, Barrister Fari. I hope you're doing just okay. I missed you, especially hello at work. Hope you're doing great now, Josephine Fari. And another one say good morning could be Professor Ants, the barrister in the studio. I'm watching you live from NTA Park right now. Actually, you are doing a great job. Keep it up. And it's from Aminu Abdullahi Shuaibu. Another one says good morning could be. And the professor, of course, and barrister in the studio, may God continue to bless you all for the wonderful work you are doing out there and heal our land, because we pray for permanent peace in Plateau State and Nigeria at large. Okay, let's pick some other calls before we refer back to some other form of a platform. This one say, good morning, Professor B, Cool B, and Barrister Zaruma. May Almighty Allah bless you all. Thank you for Aliyu Maza. Aliyu, thank you so much. And this one says, Beatrice, Prof, and the barrister, people should not speak for Yahya Bello. Let him go to EFCC and speak for himself. Whatever you do in life, a day of reckoning is away. Joseph, the chairman, Carbon Satellite Market, let Yahya Bello go and speak for himself, and no one should speak for him. So, barrister.
Yes, I agree with that. That's why I said people should not politicize Yahya Bello's EFCC's quest to bring Yahya Bello to justice. The EFCC didn't just stop at saying, okay, we want to arrest Yahya Bello. That would have been punitive and then vindictive also. But they said, we want to arrest and eventually prosecute him. And you know, in the process, EFCC are not the judges. They are only to prosecute. And we also want EFCC to be clearly be seen, just like we earlier rightly pointed out, to be prosecutors, not persecutors. They shouldn't be instrument of politics. They should do their work objectively. And then nobody should be seen to be above the law. Everybody should be subject to the laws of this country so that we will grow. Majorly, the problem of this country is corruption. And the EFCC is one of those agents that are fighting corruption. They should be encouraged. And they should fight corruption without fear or favor, so that people will know that there is consequences for their actions or inactions. I am particularly interested in those people who enjoy immunity while in office, so that they should know that yes, after office, they are going to face justice. Okay. We are not only talking about Yahya Bello. Ganduje also should dance the music he played while he was in office. Right. Ganduje should not be seen to be moving freely while EFCC are pursuing Yahya Bello. Even though in Kano State they have their anti-corruption agency that have the power and capacity to prosecute state-related offenses. So, but the federal government shouldn't be seen to play double standard or playing the ostrich.
All right. Okay, let's pick more calls. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello?
Oh, mine. That wasn't too well. You may need to call us back, 070-3235-3315. That's the studio line. Your name, location. In a minute, let's have your submission. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you. Your name?
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Sadiq Umar. I'm calling from Shirye.
You have a minute, Sadiq Umar. Go on, please.
Yeah, I commend you for a great work and commend the press in the house for giving us and educating us. And we have outlined the issue of controlling our environment, which is very, very are trying to make sure that they have made sure the gutters and the drainage are clean. So the people are the factors that cause all this. If people impact their debt and come and pour it on the water, which is unnecessary. So I think we have to contribute a lot so that we can save the life. If not, this kind of flooding that is coming is because of we don't have ways to pass out. And if the people are still taking care of how to control better ways, I think it's very, very dangerous as we keep learning that we have to do things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sadiq Umar. Good morning, Kubi. Amiable, consistent, and passionate analyst, Professor Bamayi and Barrister Zaruma. Kudos for your wonderful analysis. I commend the government of Barrister Caleb, but the local government workers are not carried along. Their salary is peanuts compared to the state workers. Governor Caleb should look into this, please. Peace is priceless. Let's live in peace. And God bless Unity FM in Nigeria. Christy Izan from Lukubaro. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. It's good to have you.
Thank you very much, Pastor from the field here. I greet you again.
Pastor Eric, thank you. You have a minute.
Yes. My major concern is on the exit that we are seeing on the life of military men and all uniform men. Somebody is celebrating birthday, and life will go because of that. And I have a lot of questions bothering me.
Okay.
The question here is, some time ago we saw what happened in Delta State. How the military, or whether the community, has some bad guys that killed the military. And military went in rampage in Delta State. Then you look at what happened in Plateau here. The students were in demonstration because one of their own died. And the gunshots by the military went parodically and killed so many of them. Uniform men, what brought about answer some time ago was because the police, the military, have misused their method of office, and they are mishandling use of gun and killing people. My dear, Nigeria needs to define where we are heading to as a nation. Insecurity plaguing us has not, we have not really come out of the quagmire by defining who is doing us this evil. The police, the military, need to define whether the citizens are supposed to live in their country peacefully. Killing by the uniform men is unheard of and need to be stopped.
All right, thank you.
Our community is not to be rampant. When evil happen in a community, we see that community are crying that we should remove the military. They should go back to their camps. Nigerians are suffering many things.
Pastor Eric.
Hardship of food, hardship of fuel, hardship of hospital and everything.
Pastor Eric, thank you so much.
We are dying every day.
Thank you.
The heart of those who are supposed to protect us could be. We need a speedy answer to this question. And those who will solve it need to come up immediately. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. On this, we have come to the end of it. We might not be able to pick any more calls. It's about time for us to gather all our belongings and leave the studio. We're talking about security agencies in their efforts to protect, and sometimes you have incidences where they happens to be involved in why the very people they're supposed to protect killed. And so Pastor Eric is saying, and they need to step up their approach and strategies so as to avoid the occurrence of such incidences where the security agents will be involved in the death of anyone he is there to protect. I think that is just what he is emphasizing on now. So your final words, let's begin to round up now. Let me begin with Barrister. Anything more for us so that we can...
Yes, I'll round up with the position of Henry, Pastor Henry, and also he aligned with what we said yesterday, that the usage of military to quell student protests is an abuse of power. The military are not trained for such a civil protest. These were armless students ventilating their grievances, genuinely ventilating their grievances. It is very disheartening when you are writing exams under an insecure environment. You can't concentrate, you can't learn under such environment. So the students have the right to protest. And there were instances in the past where the school was calling for improved security for the students. And the government did nothing. So the students have the right to protest. For allowing soldiers to come and quell such protests was very, very wrong, was autocratic, undemocratic, and abuse of power. Soldiers shouldn't be. The appropriate people that will handle this is the riot police. They are trained on that. They can handle it without, they can manage it far better than the soldiers.
All right.
So this is my parting word. I also encourage, I sympathize with the Plateau State University Bokos for the student they have lost. It's quite unfortunate, and the insecurity has also affected their exams because they are in the center of their exams when this thing happened. So it is quite unfortunate, and we pray that the government should take drastic action. Some people were calling that the university should be relocated. Government has already invested so much up in that place. So relocating it, where do we get the capital to build such kind of edifice? And then again, should we keep on relocating from one place to the other? No, let's solve the issue from the bottom, from the foundation, from the source. So instead of relocation, to me, is a cosmetic approach.
Okay, I think there is no more time for Prof, but of course I know my listener won't forgive me if I don't let you say a word. So please, Prof, just a minute.
Just to encourage our people, viewers and listeners, please, things may be challenging, difficult and tough, but don't give up. Tough times don't last, tough people do. Let's continue to live in peace. Let's continue to pray for our government so that they will succeed. And let's constructively criticize them where necessary and tell them to do the right thing. Condolences to our colleague, the Vice Chancellor of Plateau State University, Professor Shadrach Best, and the university management on the loss of the 2 students and the many other students who were injured. Our hearts go out to the families. We hope that we can have a more secure Plateau State University. Even now that the university has been closed down till at least 2nd May, or it could be longer than that, we hope that the students will be able to find solace and comfort in the midst of all the challenges, and that the university management will go ahead to do what is necessary to move Plateau State University forward. So the good people of Plateau, the good people of Nigeria, let's live in peace and keep perspiring to acquire what you require in life. In case you don't acquire, don't retire, refire.
All right, thank you so much, Prof and Barrister, for always being in the studio. And again, our listener and viewer, thank you. The crew who made this possible, our GSM Shamsuddin Kabir engineer, Nerugo Muhammad, thank you, everyone. Tomorrow promises to be interesting already. Look forward to seeing you. Stay tuned for a community broadcast that comes your way on our radio arm. Bye-bye.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.